Good morning and warm greetings to all my dear students. In continuation to the functions of human resource management, we would be starting a topic called recruitment. As we are already aware about recruitment, we see ads in the newspaper, we hear many things. But let us all dig deep into what recruitment actually is, and try and find out what it actually is, because most of the times what happens is we tend to use recruitment and selection, these two terms, interchangeably. In truth, the two terms are different and have both of them have a separate purpose for which the companies or for any organization, the term and the meaning for both recruitment and selection are different. So let us all directly jump into what recruitment is. So recruitment is a positive process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating them to apply for the jobs. So in recruitment, what we are trying to do is we are trying to attract the candidates, the qualified candidates, to apply for the vacant position for the job. So when more person applies for the job, then there will be a scope of recruiting better person. So a recruitment ad, in the essence, tries to create a pool of talent, tries to create a pool of qualified people that can perform the job, and it tries to gather as many candidates as possible, and as it would give the firm a better opportunity, a better scope to recruit. Recruitment from the firm's point of view, what we are trying to do is, as a firm, what we are trying to do is, we are trying to create a pool of employees. So larger the number of applicants, we have a better scope, better opportunity to recruit a good human resource. So the ads are sometimes in the TVs, newspapers, on the web, so that the firm can create a pool of talented employees, and from those talented employees, on the basis of various recruitment processes, people can be selected, and finally, as per the selection process, they can be employed. So what a company tries to do is, through recruitment, it tries to reach out people, it tries to attract people, and ensure there is an adequate number of qualified personnel that are performing the job, because we require qualified and talented people to hold the job positions that are vacant, because it would ensure proper functioning of the job, which in turn, in a larger scale, in a group, when there are qualified people, when there are people who are technically sound, they work together, it creates a better conducive environment for the organization, and in turn it improves the efficiency of the organization, which is directly proportional to the profit that the organization is going to bear in some amount of time. So according to one of the, let me quote out, according to one of the economists, Edwin B. Filippo, he says, it is a process of searching for prospective employees and stimulating and encouraging them to apply for jobs in an organization. So I really like the words, I would like to stress on the words prospective, stimulating and encouraging. So a firm, when it issues an advertisement ad, be it TV, be it radio, be it any web, what it tries to do is it tries to draw attention of prospective employees, or let's say candidates who have the required qualified knowledge, know-how, they have the required experience, and what the ad or the recruitment campaign tries to do is, it tries to stimulate the candidate to apply for the job. This stresses out on the importance of a good human resource, because the organization knows an efficient human resource can only propel the company into further heights. So at the end we have encouraging. So the campaign as a whole will try to encourage the employees or the candidates that would apply for the job, but by ways of the salary compensation, by ways of employee benefits, by ways of the brand value it holds. So these are the ways by which the employers try to encourage the employees to apply for the vacant position. So that is one quote that I have taken out. Excuse me. So let's directly jump into the sources of recruitment. Yeah. Now we have discussed, and now we know what recruitment is. So now let us directly jump into what are the sources of recruitment. Yeah. So there are two sources of recruitment at large. So the first one is internal resource. Internal resources of recruitment. So what do we mean by internal sources? As the term itself defines internal, that is something within an organization. Let's say there is a position vacant for a manager post, and there is someone who is an assistant manager, who's been working as an assistant manager for a period of 2 years, and there is a position vacant for the position of a manager. So the company has two options. Either the company can recruit an employee from the external source, that is an employee which is not working in the organization, but someone who is an outsider, or else the company can choose to select employee who are capable, who have the required skill sets, experience to take the position of a manager. So this one comes. So the first point here is in the internal resource is your promotions, by way of promotion. Like I said, there is someone who is already working as an assistant to a manager, and there is a vacant position for a manager. So what the company can do is, on the basis of merit, not on the basis of any favoritism or sentiment, but on the basis of merit, if the assistant manager fulfills all the needs of the job role as a manager, the company can surely promote employees. So this is also one way of retaining employees. So when there are promotions in company on the basis of your merit, people would be encouraged to work hard, because they know their hard work will always pay them good dividends. People are going to get raises, people are going to get promoted to the other position. Number two, we have retirements. So I would like to give a personal experience on this particular point, retirement. When I was working with a French company, it was my last company that I was working with. So we had someone who was very experienced in the field of data mining and all that sort of thing. So the person was an expert, was a wizard in terms of his field of data. So there was a particular case when the employee had already crossed his tenure of service, that is 65 years of age, but on the basis of special requirement, the person was offered with a extension, with a contract extension of let's say 3 years. I do not know the exact amount of years, but he was offered the extension to his service, and the person paid heed or agreed to the extension that was offered, and he again hold the position. So let's say there's someone who's going to retire in some months, few months. So when and the position would be vacant if the person gets retired. So there's an option to either hire from outside or internally. So internally, what the firms can do is a person who is going to retire offer an extension and ask the employee, or on the willingness of the employee, can offer the extension in the job, and the person can again hold the job and perform his duties. The third one is former employees. So there are employees who work for, let's say it's a company A. Someone has already worked for the company A, and by any reason XYZ, the person has left the job and is working with someone else, but you know the person who has left the company is a person of value, is a person who is a key, who has the required knowledge and expert in his field, and you know that the person, the value that the resource provides to the company is immense. So what the company can do is, former employees who have performed well during the tenure may be called back, and higher wages and increments can be paid to them. So there can always be offers that can be paid to a former employee because the employee had performed very well during his tenure in the organization. That is one way of recruiting. The second one is transfer. So this is very common in terms of, let's say, more in terms of public sector, where people get transferred from one position to the other. Let's say we are in Kalimpong. There's a bank, a public limited bank X, and I have already been working as a manager in the public limited in the company X. And in Siliguri, there is a position vacant for a senior manager. Let's say it's on the basis of retirement or voluntary retirement. So the position is going to be vacant, and we already know that the company in itself knows there's a qualified person who holds the skill sets to perform the job as senior manager, but he's working in a different location in Kalimpong. What the company can do is, the company can offer a transfer along with a promotion to the employee if he agrees to move to the location Siliguri. So the person is going to get transferred from Kalimpong to Siliguri and is going to get recruited to the position of a senior manager. That's one way. That is an internal way. Transfer is an internal source of recruitment. So we also have internal advertisement. So we also have, when we talk about in companies, also we talk about, we have positions that are vacant time to time for any reason, retirements, people leaving the job, people moving to other opportunities. So we have internal advertisements. My experience is we used to get emails regularly. There's a position, let's say if I was working in the location in Kolkata, there's a position open for this so and so role in location Chennai with this much years of experience. So there would always be internal advertisements. So people who this comes in terms of job rotation as well, which would help the employee to enrich his skills, to know something new. But this is also going to be an internal source of recruitment, because this is an internal advertisement, and it is among the employees in an organization. So let's say, what are the benefits of internal sources? So likewise said, the existing employees get motivated because they know if there's a position open and if I have the required skill set, experience to perform the job, I am going to get promoted to the position, or else I am going to get a lateral movement to the position I want to move to. So this serves as a motivational factor for the employees who are already working. Number two, it saves a lot of money. So when we talk about recruitment, it costs a lot to the company. Yeah. So it costs a lot to the company. There are numerous number of costs that are involved, right from media, be it web, print media, the location that we are going to use, the cost is huge. So, but all this cost is beared by the company because of the importance of right employees to be fulfilling the job position. So what it does is internal sources, it cuts down all the costs. Let's say by a simple way of emails, a domain email that goes to all the employees will be aware of the job positions open and they can apply for the job. The third one is it helps to build loyalty among employees towards the organization. Yeah. So the longer I stay is because I know because the company is compensating me well, or I like the company, I like the organizational culture, I like the way they treat the employees. So these are the three important things why an employee has a long tenure of job in a particular organization. So internal sources, it helps to build the loyalty. It creates, it builds loyalty among the employees towards the organization, which in the longer term helps to retain the talent that is already there. And the talent which is already there gains experience and becomes a valuable asset to the organization. The fourth one is the training cost. Training cost is saved as the employee already knows about the nature of the job to be performed. Okay. This is one thing that we already know about. So, like in the previous example, we were talking about an assistant manager and a manager. So, a person who is already there in the organization is already on the radar of the HR that is overseeing a particular group of employees. What it does is it already creates, or the assistant manager already knows what are the roles of the manager, what he needs to be doing so that he can take the role of the immediate manager. So in that terms, the employee does not require rigorous training like someone who comes from the outside the organization directly. The fifth one is it is a reliable and easy process.